Hi everybody, welcome back to Mike Bros. Today, I'll be reading SpongeBob SquarePants, The Sponge Who Saved Christmas. Without further ado, let's start reading the story. SpongeBob SquarePants, The Sponge Who Saved Christmas. It was Christmas in Bikini Bottom. Decorations were being hung, gifts were being wrapped. Everyone loved the holiday season. Well, almost everyone. Squidward didn't like Christmas, but not because he had to work extra shifts at the Krusty Krab, and not because he never got any cards or gifts. He didn't like Christmas because at that time of year, SpongeBob was even happier and more annoying than usual. SpongeBob didn't know that he was the reason Squidward was so unhappy, and seeing Squidward in such a grumpy mood made SpongeBob want to cheer him up. SpongeBob and Patrick tried to lift Squidward's spirits by singing Christmas carols all day long. Everywhere Squidward went, they shared the gift of music with him. Nothing seemed to work. "I've had enough of this holiday," yelled Squidward. "It's all Santa this and presents that." SpongeBob looked at him in shock. "And who does this Santa guy think he is anyway?" Squidward ranted. "He's got a flying sleigh and magic reindeer. He gives you stuff for free. I'll believe it when I see it." SpongeBob didn't have an answer. He sadly walked home. SpongeBob's house was quiet for the rest of the day. Squidward didn't hear a single sound, not even a song. That night, Squidward settled into his bed, pleased that Christmas would be over soon, and things would go back to normal. But just as he was falling asleep, bright lights filled his room. Squidward ran to the window. "You've got to be kidding me," he exclaimed. He saw that SpongeBob's house was now completely covered with colorful blinking lights and other Christmas decorations. Squidward ran over to SpongeBob's house, but he couldn't find a way to turn off the lights. There were no plugs or switches outside, so he marched up to the door. "SpongeBob!" he screamed. "SpongeBob, where are you?" There was no answer, and after a moment, Squidward decided to go inside. SpongeBob's house was cluttered with decorations. After some fumbling and falling, Squidward found the cords and unplugged the lights. Finally, everything was quiet and dark, but he knew that wouldn't be good enough. "SpongeBob will just plug these lights in again," he told himself. "I have to hide them until Christmas is over." He got a bag and stuffed all of SpongeBob's decorations into it. Squidward even took a cookie that had been left out for Santa. He took the stockings from the mantle and the lights from the window. But just as Squidward reached for the star on the tree, he heard a noise. He slowly turned around. There was SpongeBob with a smile that grew bigger and bigger. Then SpongeBob gasped, "Santa? It's really you? But why are you taking my things?" Squidward quickly realized that in the darkened room, SpongeBob thought he was Santa Claus. He didn't want to get caught taking SpongeBob's decorations, so he played along. "Well, I noticed that your lights weren't bright enough," Squidward said, "so I thought I'd take them to my workshop to get them fixed." SpongeBob handed a box to Squidward. "Could you please take this present to my neighbor Squidward Tentacles? I figure he probably didn't make your nice list, but I want to wake up on Christmas morning and find something under his tree." Squidward promised he would deliver the present. Then SpongeBob gave Squidward a big hug and went back to bed. Curious, Squidward quickly tore the wrapping paper to open the gift. Inside was a beautifully crafted clarinet case made of the best driftwood money could buy. He suddenly felt bad. He realized why SpongeBob's house had been so quiet that day. SpongeBob had spent all that time making the perfect present for Squidward, while Squidward had been thinking how nice it was without SpongeBob around. Squidward realized that Christmas wasn't about bright lights and carols. It was about friends and being kind to them. And so, one by one, Squidward returned all of SpongeBob's lights and decorations to their proper spots. He even remembered to put out the cookie for Santa. When Squidward got home, he placed his clarinet in the handmade case from SpongeBob. It was a perfect fit. He smiled and headed to bed. Just when he was about to nod off, Squidward heard noises outside his window, jingling bells and a jolly laugh. He jumped up to investigate. When he looked out the window, he couldn't believe what he saw. There, in the sky, was a flying sleigh being pulled by magic reindeer, and a man in a big red suit. It could only be one person, Santa Claus. "Thank you for the cookie," he exclaimed. "It's going to be a Merry Christmas after all," said Squidward with a smile. And that is the end of the story. What did you think of the Sponge Who Saved Christmas? I think it was such a great story, and it almost looked like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, with Squidward playing the role as the Grinch, and SpongeBob playing the role as little Cidney Lou. Anyways, that'll be the end of today's video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more Mike Bros videos. Bye!